So I'm a bit weird in the sense that I have a driver's license, but I do not own a car. It's not because I have a DUI on my record, or because I can't afford one. It's because I've never felt the inclination to buy a car. With public transportation so widespread in my city, I've never felt the need to own one. And to be honest, I hate driving in my city. There's just too many crazy people on the road, to where I'm content walking and taking public transit. However, what I did in 2016 made no sense. I moved into a home where there was no public transportation nearby. As a young college graduate, who was a pretty in-shape male, I had always made it a point to rent out rooms that were close to public transit, but I had rented out my previous apartment through Craigslist, with a very filthy roommate. It was so gross that I jumped to move at the first place I could find. In my mind, having no public transportation was okay, because I have 2 feet. Who needs a bus? In fact, the closest bus stop was the metro station a mile away. There were other bus stops that were closer, but none of the routes would take me anywhere I needed to go. So I walked everywhere. At least I was getting my cardio in. Am I right? And let me just mention, I live in Salt Lake City, Utah, so it can get pretty cold and dark in the winter. And just my luck, winter was coming. And also, I had to be at work at my law firm at 7 a.m., so that meant I had to wake up at 5 a.m., shower, and then walk all the way to the metro station just to make it to work on time. Yeah, I was pretty much regretting moving into this place. It wasn't even cheap. I was paying about $600 a month. I guess I was really desperate to get out of that dirty apartment I was renting with that guy from Craigslist. I could do an entire story on the horrible roommates I've found through Craigslist, but that's a story for another time. Anyways, because it was cold outside, I would have to find faster routes to get to the station. I lived in a residential area, so I found that if I walked straight through the 6 blocks of neighborhood and cut through a Costco parking lot that was close by, I would get to the train station a lot faster than if I just followed the sidewalk the entire way. As I was jogging to the train station, wearing shoes, slacks, with a white button-up shirt and a tie for work, I approached the hill that is situated next to the Costco. As I'm jogging down the hill, I see a dark figure standing by the side entrance of the Costco, where the loading docks are. I figured he was just an employee of the store, since who else would be out there so early in the morning? I walked by him and nodded my head.
"Hey, you have any smokes?"
the man asked. I replied, "No, I don't smoke. Sorry." And then, without any warning, the man growls at me.
"Why, you little..."
And then he charged at me. It was the most random and terrifying moment of my life. Tired and confused, I moved away from him quickly as he lunged at me, taking swings as he did so. "Hey, stop!" I stammered. It was clear to me that there was something seriously wrong with this man, and so I ran for my life. The man chased after me behind the Costco. I'm not sure why I didn't try to fight back. Maybe it was because this happened so fast or because I was so tired. I couldn't say. At that moment, all I knew that there was a lunatic who wanted me dead for not giving him cigarettes, which I didn't have. And then a miracle happened. There was an employee pushing a cart into the back of the store. Knowing that this was going to be potentially awkward, I ran into the employee entrance and quickly told the man that I needed help. The unhinged lunatic stopped about 10 feet behind me and then stared daggers at me. He then slowly turned away. That employee may have very well saved my life that morning. As I stood in the back room of the Costco and waited for the police to arrive, another employee came in from the parking lot and grumbled that there was a strange man asking for cigarettes. My heart stopped. The man was still out there. However, on the flip side, the police would be able to apprehend him. Or so I thought. About 10 minutes later, the police showed up, but the man had vanished. And because I had been attacked so quickly, and the fact that it was dark, I couldn't offer an accurate description of the man. The police had apprehended 2 different men who matched the description I gave. But since I couldn't be entirely accurate, they had to let them go, as I didn't want the wrong guy to get arrested. Shortly after that encounter, I moved to a place that was closer to public transit, and I've made it a point never to walk through parking lots in the dark or really not to walk in the dark at all. If there is anything to gain from my experience, it's that sometimes the longer way is the safer way.